You know you've got a great product when a content creator like myself sits down to review these headphones, and just before hitting record, I place them on my ears for one last time just to get another fresh perspective before I begin sharing with you my thoughts on how well they feel, how well they perform. And I pull out my phone, hit play on Qobuz, and find myself just enjoying the music for the next hour and a half and never hit record. Guys, today I'm excited to share with you my review of Phiaton's active noise canceling headphones, the 900 Legacies. Let's do this. Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Youthman. Today we are going to be reviewing the Phiaton 900 Legacy headphones. These headphones are pretty stinking phenomenal. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you all of my thoughts. I've had about a month and a half of almost daily use with these. I've used them for video gaming. I've used them for listening to music. I've listened to them even making an hour and a half phone call. These have performed really, really well. So I'm excited to share with you all that I know about these headphones. So we're going to dive into this. We're going to look at just a brief unboxing to show what you get included in with the kit. We're going to be talking about the aesthetics of it, what I think about how they look, comfortability, do they feel good on the head, as well as how well do they sound, and some really, really cool features that are built in and technology that's built in to the 900 Legacies. So with that, let's go ahead and jump in to the unboxing. The Phiaton 900 Legacy headphones are a product that was developed from over 60 years of headphone making experience from the Phiaton team and is displayed on the side of the packaging. They feature digital hybrid noise cancellation, Bluetooth 5.1, intuitive touch controls, an insane 43-hour battery life that allows for a 10-minute quick charge to give you 4 hours of use, audio transparency, memory foam ear pads, the ability to connect to 2 devices simultaneously, and smart play and pause when the headphones are removed and then placed back on your head. Once we remove the cellophane and open the initial box, inside you'll find a hard box in matte black with the Phiaton logo on the top. Inside that box is a hard headphone case with a carrying handle. Opening up the hard case, we are presented with the folded pair of 900 Legacies displaying their beautiful carbon fiber design with gold accents. The styling of these headphones alone were one of the main reasons that I wanted to review them. Also inside the case, you'll find a quick start guide, a USB-C charging cable, and a short 3.5mm headphone cable. All right, the first thing I want to talk about is the aesthetics. And as I mentioned, that is what was the #1 factor in me wanting to review these. Since I wasn't familiar with Phiaton, the only thing I could go by was specs on their website and aesthetics. And honestly, guys, these things look gorgeous. Absolutely love this matte black finish on the actual side here. And then we've got just this really, really shiny, kind of nice glossy finish carbon fiber look on here. And then the accents with the gold Phiaton logo and then this gold ring around the outside. So the next thing let's talk about is comfortability. I found these headphones to be extremely comfortable. I was able to wear them for hours on end, pretty much every other night. I actually use these to play games on my PS5, and I'll play sometimes 3, 4, even 5 hours till the early hours in the morning, and I've never felt any kind of pressure on the top of my head or even on the side of my ears. They fit very well, and they're really, really comfortable. Up top, you can see that we've got a really nice pad right here, and so that provides a good cushion for up top on your head. And then we've got these really soft memory foam, and so as you can see, when I push down, it immediately rises back to where it was, and so that just provides just a really nice pad there. And they're also really lightweight, so again, just another added feature. Yes, they're made of plastic, so over time, could that break? Possibly, but anytime that you add other metals and such, then you're adding additional weight, which you don't really want that. Most of the weight seems to be here in the drivers for the speakers on the inside. And so, but they're just overall just a really nice feel in the hand and definitely a nice feel on the head. So with these headphones, you do have, of course, adjustability. So if you got that big old head, you can extend those down, or if you got the little bitty head, you can kind of slide those up. And they also fold in like this. And so what's nice about that, a couple things. And so let's say if I'm wearing them on my head and I want to kind of take them off for just a little bit, you can lay them down like this and they lay flat on your chest, as opposed to kind of like this, which was always kind of uncomfortable. They kind of sit on your collarbone. And so by laying these flat, that's just a nice, comfortable feel when you're not wearing them. But also a lot of guys will like to take, their headphones and just lay them flat on a surface like that. Again, it's just a nicer look. Maybe if you're packing it inside a suitcase, of course, I would recommend using, the hard shell case to do that. But if you didn't have this for whatever reason and you needed to kind of lay these flat, there is that option. And then also these kind of fold down. So right here, you can see this folds in and this other one folds there. And so that allows it to take up a lot less space, like in a bag or in a suitcase. So as far as controls on the 900 Legacies, there's only two hard buttons on there. There's one for power and one for noise cancellation. So to power them on, all you have to do is press the power button for about 3 seconds.
Power on.
And you'll hear it says power on. And then another cool thing is if you double tap the power button, you'll actually hear it tell you the battery life.
Battery is full.
Battery is full. And so that's a really nice feature to be able to easily tell kind of what battery level you're at. And then you can press the noise cancellation button to be able to hear outside, so if you've got the headphones on, right now it's kind of like a, it's a noise canceling option. And then I can reach back here and tap it one time, and now I can hear my voice a lot clearer. All right, so now let's go ahead and talk about the controls on the headphones themselves. So here I have Qobuz open and it's set to my playlist. If I want to play using just the headphone controls, I can tap on the right ear cup. If I double tap, it starts playing. I can slide up to increase my volume. Usually it takes about 3 full swipes to get to full volume. So then I'll turn it back down. If I want to go to the next track, I just slide to the front. I can keep sliding to the front, keep sliding to the front, and it goes through each one of my tracks. Or I can slide back and go to the previous songs. All right, so another cool feature is if I have the music playing like it is right now, if I want to pause, I can literally just pull the headphones off of my head. The left ear cup is the one that controls that. If you remove the right one, it's not going to pause it. But if you take the headphones off your head, it's going to pause your music. And then as soon as you place them back on your head, the music begins again. Now, one thing I did find is if you are the type of person, kind of like DJs, like I know Chana does this, he'll pull them off and bring them back to his head. See, right now, they still think it's on my head or on my ear because it's cupped up against my head. There's like a proximity sensor there. So the music is still playing right now, even though it's not on my ear. So you either have to have it out away from your ear, or you need to have it actually removed from your head entirely. So while the music is playing, I can reach back here and hit the noise canceling button one time. And so now I can actually hear myself talking. So there's exterior microphones that allow me to hear what's going on out here. If I clap, I can hear that. But if I hit the noise canceling again, I can still hear the clap, but it's way, 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 way muted. So you definitely can hear, but it's really hard to have an actual conversation with the noise canceling on, which of course you're not going to want to do that anyway. All right, guys, so here we are on a major highway. You can see behind me we've got lots of cars, we've got semi-trucks, and even a construction crew on the other side. So I'm gonna place these on with the noise canceling. It's pretty loud out here now that the cars are moving, so let's see how well they do. All right, so I'm gonna pause the music first of all. So it definitely greatly reduces. I can hear a little bit of the wind coming through the microphones here, but I can no longer hear the beeping in the background. I do hear the cars, of course, but it's definitely greatly reduced. I'm gonna play some music. We've got it about half volume. Sounds really good. Music is super clear. I can still hear a little bit in the background, but like I said, it's greatly reduced. And of course, if I turn it up to about 3/4, I don't hear hardly anything. I do hear that car right there that went by. So overall, they do a great job at reducing the amount of ambient noise or surrounding noise if you're in a noisy environment, maybe on an airplane, or just taking a walk in this park. Now, just yesterday I was wearing the headphones and I received a phone call. All you have to do is double tap on the side ear cup and it will answer the call. Ended up being on that call for about an hour and a half. The call was super clear. And one thing that was really nice and convenient, I had laid my phone down on my desk, which is kind of in the front of the house. During that phone conversation, I ended up walking into the theater room. I went to the kitchen. I even went out to the garage to get something, came back in, and during that conversation, I even asked them, how well, did it ever cut out? And I think at one point when I stepped out in the garage, it got a little crackly, but they said they could still hear me just fine. And so that was pretty impressive. And I don't know if that's due to, the Bluetooth 5.1 technology that's built into these, but all I can say is these have a tremendous range. It's not like you're going to have your phone right next to you or your iPad next to you. You literally could lay the device down, go and walk about and do your business without physically having the device on you at all times. All right, so one thing I want to do is test to see how far I can go away from my phone before the Bluetooth stops working. So I'm going to go ahead and push play on this. Got music playing. I'm gonna lay my phone down right over here and I'm just gonna take a walk. I'll turn around when I can no longer hear any music. Let's go. All right, so as you can see, I got about 100 to maybe 150 feet before these started to cut in and out. And then at one point, they never actually totally turned off. But as you can see, that's a pretty good distance. And so if you're walking around in your home, you're probably not going to have an issue using these with your phone or your tablet placed somewhere else. So now let's talk about one of the most important factors of any headphones, and that is how do they sound? How do they perform? One thing I love about these is they seem that they're very well balanced. There's a lot of detail in the highs. Mid-range is kind of like silky smooth, but there's a good amount of bottom end, but it's not like overwhelming. If you were to think about maybe like a frequency response, maybe kind of being totally flat, these probably aren't totally flat. There's probably a little bump on the bottom end, but it's not like overwhelming. So when you're listening to things like hip hop, I mean, there's going to be a good thump. When I listen to rock and roll, like a bass guitar, you would hear that just thickness and fullness of that bottom end and that lower octaves, but it wasn't overbearing by any means. And on the top end, it's definitely really flat. It's very neutral sounding. It's definitely not bright. It's just very, very smooth and melodic. I know, well, I tell you what, let's just put them on because it's easier for me. Now, here's another kind of cool thing. They've actually labeled inside the ear cups left and right. So if you put them on, they're already playing right now. So let me hit pause. So I'm going to go to Qobuz and I'm just going to play something. And this wasn't planned or scripted, but I just want to kind of explain to you what I'm hearing right now. So like this right here, I'm listening to Keith Don't Go. So I've got it about maybe half volume. You can kind of see there. So that bass just the strumming, man. I'm hearing every time the person hand slides up and down the fret. And there's just this thickness and this richness on the bottom end that I really like. I literally found myself so many times, I would put these on just to listen to like a song or two, and it never once ended up being just a song or two. I just found myself going through song after song after song after song. So here's a song, Run to You by Les Michel Places. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. Very melodic, soft piano, but you can kind of hear these stringed instruments in the background, really light. Man, her voice is just so, almost like angelic. I mean, you could just literally, I could come in here in my theater room and just kick back and just enjoy music. And that's really what you want to do with noise canceling headphones. You want to basically kind of drown out the world. Maybe you're on an airplane, maybe you're on a long road trip, and hopefully you're not driving. But if you're in the passenger seat and you just want to put those on and just listen, oh my gosh, I almost want to just stop talking and just listen, but I know it'd be boring for you guys, and I know you can't hear what I'm seeing or what I'm hearing. But man, it's absolutely gorgeous. So this right here, this one is You're My Everything by Seawind. So this has got just this real thick bass guitar. The cymbals, they're just crisp, but they're definitely not bright. But like every time I listen to these, this is what I want to do right here. I mean, I just smile and I close my eyes. The horns, so that's like saxophone horns. And there comes the saxophone, just nice and smooth. They're not bright by any means. So the great thing about that is that you can literally listen to these for hours and hours and hours, not only because they're super comfortable, but just because the sound is very, very neutral and just kind of very natural sounding. But man, female vocals, absolutely love on these. Oh, I love this song, Trouble's What You're In. I listen to this one a lot. So that's got some acoustic guitar there. Again, just every strum, every distortion in the strings. You know, you hear that, like that distortion. You hear that in the detail there. There's just slight reverb. You just pick up on all those little nuances when you're listening to this. And then the vocals comes in, and it's just like this enveloping sound. This particular song just has a lot of reverb because he's singing live. And so you're really kind of transported into that space and that environment. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and hit pause because I literally could just continue to listen to song after song after song with these. They are just really, really phenomenal. My hat's off to the team at Phiaton. I think you've created an incredible product that sounds great, that feels great, and just performs very well. Now, most people that are looking to purchase a pair of active noise canceling headphones aren't going to be using these as gaming headphones, but I have found myself using these literally probably every other night playing Call of Duty. We play Warzone and we also play Zombies, my son and I and a couple of his friends. So this setup works perfect. So this cable isn't super long. It's probably about maybe 3 feet long. And it's got this little 90-degree here. And this works perfect to me for gaming. So right here in the bottom, we've got a 3.5 millimeter jack right there. And so then we can put them on. I usually spin this backwards so that it's facing the rear. And then this cable is short enough that I can take my PS5 cable or my controller, plug it in right there. And so now all of the sound is coming from my device into the headset. And when we're playing like first-person shooters and we're playing, like I said, like Call of Duty, I'm able to talk to my son, and as we're in battle, I can pinpoint exactly where guys are at. Now, I don't know the exact speaker configuration in here, if it's just a stereo set or if there's multiple speakers in there, but I can specifically hear when guys are behind us or when guys are to my right, definitely guys to my left, even kind of up a little bit. It's not exact. It's not like I've got Atmos up here in the top of my head, but I can place where the guys are at in the game, and that is super, super helpful. Again, you get a nice bottom end, so when you've got explosions, you're throwing frags, or the machine gun is shooting, or you've got a shotgun, it's got that deep thump. These have a really, really nice bottom end for that. But the clarity and the detail just allows you to pick up on all the nuances in the game itself. Now, the Phiaton 900 Legacies are available on Amazon right now. Typically, they're $250, but as of the time of this video, they're on sale. I believe they're like $225. And so if you're interested in checking those out, I'll leave a link to them down in the description below. I definitely highly, highly recommend these headphones if you're considering some active noise cancellation headphones for your setup. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe as I produce weekly content on all things home theater, audio, and video. And as always, you guys be blessed, and we'll catch you in the next video.